Well, hello, everyone. Come here. Come here. Ugh. So this is unexpected live going on here. We are testing a new setup, and Peachy is all mad. Um, so yeah, if you've watched our last 2 weeks worth of lives, we have had problems where the stream has just completely frozen, and so I'm testing a few things. So right now I'm in here and I'm just testing my MacBook. Yes, I love you too. Um, Testing my MacBook instead of Mel's MacBook because her MacBook we got mainly for just really doing the travel agency part of the house. But she has taken on a much bigger role with the channel now, doing a lot of video edits, and we've been actually using her MacBook Pro to do our lives. And when we were using the free StreamYard stuff, it seemed to be fine. But I've moved over to Restream and got the paid version of that. So there is streaming to multiple platforms now. And it looks like we have a lot more bandwidth that's being taken up and processing power, memory, and things like that. So I'm testing it right now with my MacBook. I have twice as much speed and probably 4 times the amount of storage on my MacBook. And I'm testing it via Wi-Fi connection versus hardwired. So we'll see how this does. I do have a stronger Cat 8 cable that I can hook in for hardwiring it to my network if we need. But I figured I'd just go live because we've got an interview series coming up in August, which actually I'll probably talk about that because I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about today. But anyway, so we are testing this new setup. I want to make sure I can get through a stream without this freezing and unexpectedly ending. So again, right now I'm trying it Wi-Fi only. If it does die, I'm going to start another stream after I plug in and get a hardwired. Can you get down now, or do you still want to sit up here? So anyway, and look at that. 7 people are already in here, even with this pop-up live. So I'm going to welcome you guys in. And first up in the chat was Life with Tanisha RN.
Hello there.
So welcome in, welcome in. Hang on, I'm going down here. Yes, we do have some good guests in August. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that. But next up, we got Danny Dizzle, the Fizzler Spectacular Supporter. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me find your button, Danny. There you are.
Welcome.
And then we got Will G in the house.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and game.
And then I thought I saw someone else. There we go, the man.
Scott, the man, the myth, the legend.
So yes, we have got Scott in. And hey, how's it going there, the Island Boy Travels?
Welcome to the party, pal.
So yes, I bet we do have some good people. So speaking of that, oh crap, I was going to check my phone, but see, I have 2 phones. I have this iPhone 10, and we call this one affectionately the burner phone. Because I had it really when I was playing Pokemon, and so I used it on the walker. And then we ended up changing it to our RV phone, and we would leave this playing music with Peachy. Now this is kind of my cruise news phone. So I use this when I'm in my office to shoot the cruise news segments. And I was going to use it here, but it doesn't give me the the little emoji things and, all that stuff. So let's say, there we go. So I can't do this on that one. So I ended up not. I wonder if it's linked though. Let me see here. Oh, hell, it is. Good. So yes, I will tell you guys then, as we get started here, who we have on tap. But first, welcome in Anfield Road Layout in the Loft.
Hello.
I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you coming in. But yes, I wanted to go. I wanted to do a pop-up live to test my Mac with the Wi-Fi, with all of our windows and all of that open, to see if the stream continues or if it continues to end unexpectedly. Because in hindsight, when we were on the Vista, my computer was connected via Wi-Fi to the Vista's Wi-Fi, and it seemed to be fine. Then we got home, and both of our streams since we've been home has had that unexpected crash. So I'm hoping this fixes it. But yes, so while we're here, let's talk about some of our upcoming shows. So Mel had this, actually, I think a brilliant idea to kind of give back to the community that's helped us grow as well. And do a summer interview series. And we chose the month of August to do the series. And what we're doing is, again, interviewing other channels, either up and coming channels or channels that helped us become what we are today. We had a taste of that when we did the Lucia and Glenn interview. So if you guys haven't seen that, that was last month. You can check that out. We also had a little thing with Tony from Cruising with Calandra. So we decided all August is going to be interviewing other channels. So first up is actually this coming Thursday, which again is why I'm testing this right now. And that is going to be Vicki from Foodie's Vacation. So we will have Vicki on here talking about her channel, what she's done, how she got into it, where she thinks the channel is going to be in the future. So we'll basically just have a little chat with them, kind of like we did with Lucia and Glenn. And hey, welcome in, Bill.
Welcome to the party, pal.
We're getting closer, sir. That Word America Thanksgiving cruise is coming in. It's coming close. So, you know what? I may talk a little bit about that as well to fill the hour, about some of our plans and what I'm thinking about doing on the World America. And we'll get some feedback from those of you who are watching the channel if there's anything special you'd like me to focus on when we go on there too. But anyway, back. So Vicki Foodie's Vacations. That's going to be this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then somebody is August 14th. I don't know who it could have been, but they might be in the chat. So you guys put in there who you think that is in the chat that just might be showing up on August 14th. Who could it be? Who could it be?
God, the man, the myth, the legend.
That's right. That is right. We are going to have Scott from Controversial Cruising. So Scott will be joining us, and we're going to have a blast because I really want to know, how does he do what he does? I mean, this guy is absolutely everywhere all the time. I know, I'm talking you up big. So I really want to know, Scott, and that's what we're going to grill you on, is how in the world are you everywhere all the time? Whether it's supporting other channels or whether it's doing your own lives or combinations, and collaborations. I mean, you are, sir, a YouTube genius whiz supporter and creator, always out there and about. So yeah, looking forward to that one. So we're going to be talking with Scott and Controversial Cruising, the Conscious Cruiser, and all of his other myriad of names. Captain Controversy, August 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome in, Marjorie. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Yes. So yeah, and absolutely, Danny. This is absolutely. Where are you? There you go. So Scott is like you, everywhere, all the freaking time. But you are welcome, sir. You are welcome. We're looking forward to that chat again. We thoroughly enjoyed it when you were on our cruise last time, or cruise on the channel last time, and we were just BSing about cruising. So it's going to be along that same lines, but questions more pointed towards how you were able to budget all that time and get everywhere all the time. All right. So after, excuse me, after Scotty, we are going to be talking to Mountains to Sea. So Corey and Laura, they are in the Saturday Spotlight, and actually they'll have one again tonight with us in the Saturday Spotlight. But we are going to talk about Mountains to Sea crew and get to know them a little bit better, their channel a little bit better. We know they do cruising. We also know they do some food stuff. They're obsessed with pickleball. So that'll be in there. And I'm actually not going to spoil it because I don't know if they've made the announcement to everyone yet. But there's something else, and I'll just say this. There's something else that our channel has in common with their channel that's going to be starting pretty soon. So we're going to talk about that new denominator coming to their channel. So again, that one will be the August 22nd. Oh, I'm sorry, 21st. August 21st will be that. And then we are wrapping the August interview series up on August 28th with Ron and DeFam Adventures. And this will definitely be something that we incorporate a little bit more. There are a lot of good channels out there. So if you are interested in coming on the show to either have your channel interviewed and do that, or just to shoot the breeze with us, let us know. I know Eddie Lugo Studios will be stepping in at the end of, I want to say, actually maybe the beginning of October. CJ and Christine are going to be gone for 2 weeks on their Norway trip. And I believe Eddie's going to come to one, if not two, of those Thursdays to shout with. Thanks, Will.
Bye-bye.
And hello, welcome in, Cruising Chris M.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
We appreciate you stopping by. So yeah, we're just testing out this stream. Again, this was a pop-up, as you guys saw with the thumbnail as well. It's really all about, is Restream going to freeze on me? So I'm also curious. So if you guys notice any glitching in, with the feed, or any audio issues, again, just pop it in the chat. Let me know. I also have my phone here, so if you can DM me, instant messenger and all of that if something pops up. So far, though, I haven't gotten any weird notifications on the streaming. We're about 14 minutes in. 2 weeks ago, it crashed around 15 minutes. Last week, I think it was right under 30 minutes that it crashed, and then we restarted it, and 7 minutes later, it crashed again. So far, so good. I've got a bunch of other windows open like we normally do. So at least it feels like it is doing okay. Wait, did I miss somebody sneaking in here? I did miss someone sneaking in here. Where is it? Where is it? God, country of everything. There it is. I knew I was missing someone. Welcome in, Darian, sir.
Hello.
Thank you for coming in. So awesome. So yeah, Mel and I just got back from doing our 4-hour tour, if you will, at the Expedia office, doing some research, doing some back end stuff, trying to help set my parents up with another cruise. They're looking at something early next year. Mel and I are also slowly planning out some stuff for 27 and starting to think about 28. So we are getting things ready. So what else? So that's what we got as far as the interview series for the next month, starting this Thursday. And so I got a couple of things popping up here. Number one, with this new system, I can stream to multiple areas. However, although it gave me a 14-day trial period to do lives on TikTok through a third-party app, they actually cap you through a third-party app at, I need 1,000. So I've got everything else I need, but I need 1,000 followers on TikTok, and same thing with Instagram. So I do not have nearly that amount over there because we really haven't done a lot with it. So if you haven't got to us with TikTok yet, then do us a favor and pop up there and follow us there, share us out there. That way we can actually go live with third parties. So I can go live with the TikTok directly from the app, but that doesn't really help us since we do most of our lives again here, and I just stream it out to multiple locations. So luckily I have it on Facebook. I have enough followers there. But again, if you haven't followed us yet on Facebook, check that out. We've got stuff going on there. I'm going to play with some other stuff here too. This one here, yes. So here is another big thing. I know we can do this. I almost feel like we're going to be there actually before the weekend's over. But Mel and I have really been trying to get the channel, started getting it to grow. And we've actually tested out the whole promotion thing, which is basically you pick videos, within YouTube. We pick videos there, and you set a budget, set a timeline, set what you're trying to do, whether it's getting more views on your videos, whether it's growth opportunities, and then you do it. So basically, we've started earning a little bit with memberships, with the YouTube ads, because we hit that magic 1,000 subs, and we had the watch hours that we needed, 4,000. So we're reinvesting what the channel has been giving us through memberships, super chats, and ad revenue to help the channel continue to grow, in addition to some of the giveaways that we've been given. Scott, I still have your box, as a matter of fact, so it's all packed up and ready to go. I just need to go drop it off at the actual post office, and then your swag pack for Celebration Key will be on its way. But we are like less than 500 subs from 10,000. A lot of that, again, as I was talking about, is using that promotional system. And you got to be strategic. You got to think of what videos are going to be something that someone is going to be interested in clicking. Because basically what I'm paying for is telling YouTube, hey, put this on a suggested item, for people who might want to subscribe to my channel. So it targets people who are not currently subs. And basically those YouTube recommended videos and, sponsored videos, that's basically what my channel does with some of those videos. We chose the World America, the World America Tour, the Icon Tour, the Norwegian Aqua Tour, and then we put, a lot of money into the Celebration Key Tour that we just shot, because that's brand new. So that has really popped us up and, helped us grow. And it's not something I'm going to do on a regular basis. It's going to be strategic. But, purposely going on that inaugural cruise to get to Celebration Key, filming the tour, and then putting that out there and promoting it has really helped out. So if you're actually looking to grow the channel, then yes, that's something that you can do. It's right there. If you go into your YouTube studio and you click on content, and then there's a promotions tab. And again, you just basically go in there and choose what you want. So let's see who else has snuck in here. Woohoo! Just speaking of which, we've got foodies.
We serve food here, sir.
Another member. So welcome in. We were just talking about you, Vicki, that you are going to be with us this Thursday. So that's what this pop-up live's about, because I don't want what happened to Seth to happen to you and have our stream drop a few minutes in and have to go through the whole massive creating new streams and things like that. So we're testing it with my MacBook and still Wi-Fi, but like I said, my wife said I did overkill, but if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. So this one right here, I've got running across the floor into my office, which is the next room over. But this is a Cat 8 cable, so up to 40 gigabyte transfer speeds. So if the Wi-Fi can't handle it, I'm just going to plug that in. But so far, so good. And then welcome in the Cam fam.
Hello.
Good afternoon. And that's Mitch. I'm going to try to remember names. I'm getting better with remembering. So Cam fam is Mitch. So what do we have here? Do they become a forever sub? Do they watch and engage? And that's a good question. So there are a couple of drops. So absolutely, you get some people that click on it and some people that drop. I have seen my average watch hours and my number of views on some of my regular videos go up. So I think the answer to that question, Scott, is yes, some of them do stick and some of them do start watching. But it's not like all of them are all of a sudden every single one of my videos are getting, 2,000-3,000 views. So there is still a little bit of a growth, but I have seen an increase. Yes. So what my suggestion would be is if you're looking to grow to a certain level, do it in stages, because I don't see myself, once we hit 10,000, I don't see myself still pushing every single video. I want to let that settle, do organic growth without promoting anything, to make sure that we still have the following. And like you said, the engagement, more people popping in, more people watching the videos, commenting, and things of that line, versus growth just for the sake of growth itself. Because it actually can do a disservice if you grow huge because you have one good video, people sub to you, they watch that 3 minutes so it sticks, but then they never come back. Because the algorithm tries to push a lot of your videos to your subs first. And if you don't get a lot of subs who come back to watch your stuff, then you're not going to get a generic now outpour to people who aren't subs. So yeah, it's definitely a fine line that you have to walk between. So, all right. So anyway, so yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. And we are dropping up there. And let's see what we got here. Oh, we got Joe. Welcome in, Vintage Style by Joe.
Hello.
And welcome in, Keisha.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
So yes, thank you guys for coming in. Yep, it's just me today. Mel's actually doing some house cleaning, which I need to go help as well. And yeah, I think Bill, yeah, in some kinds you definitely get subs, but not a heck of a lot of engagement. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm not going to dump anything in after what I've already dumped, just to see. So no, there's really not. There's really not, Mitch. It all comes down to personal preference. If you're getting the same amount of views, you probably honestly have a better algorithm at the lower amounts than you do with the higher amounts. I guess sometimes it's about the prestige. I'm in the 10,000 subs versus the 2,000. But yeah, it depends. I've been actually watching my watch hours as well, and my number of views. And so far, I definitely am seeing a increase in that from what I had as lower subs to now. But I haven't really sat down to see, okay, what's the difference? If I'm seeing this kind of growth with subs, but that kind of growth with watch hours, and yeah, after this, it's not going to get pushed. I'm going to wait until the views at where I'm sitting get up to where they need to be before I try to push the ceiling higher. You don't want to grow too fast too soon, because that absolutely can be a detriment to the channel. So like I said, after this last push, I'm going to hold steady and kind of see how it goes as far as watch time and number of views, and then just let some organic growth happen at that point, and not actually try to really push stuff out. So welcome in, Mike. We got the cruise nuts.
Mike.
Thanks for coming in. So yeah, and I can tell you as well. Yeah, and that's what I actually did as well, Mitch, is I actually grew from nothing to really about 1,500 subs, all organically. And most of my time doing that, in all honesty, was going into other people's lives, mainly Tuber Chat, Connect and Grow. I also spent time with Mayhem and Miracles and Lucy Warren's World. Not just out there to blast. Hey, here's my channel. Come sub to me. But, having conversations with them, checking out their channels. Yes, that's where I got my nickname as well, FedEx. Because, using the words that we use on Tuber Chat is, I left a package at your place, or I went to visit, left a present at your house. But I spent a lot of time just connecting with other creators out there on those lives and the Connect and Grow channels. Vicki's Foodies Adventures, her show's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or the after party, weekdays, Eastern time. She's a Connect and Grow channel as well. And so I think we'll talk to her again this week, but I believe it was about 5 months ago is when she went ahead and decided to go live daily versus just some of her vlogs. But anyway, I spend a lot of time just doing that slow organic growth at that point. So it's definitely a good thing. Am I disconnecting that, or does it disconnect it after so long? Maybe it disconnects it after so long. Anyway, so that's what I would do. And then you got Kishi. Yeah, promotions are great if you plan to give the new subscriber the same or better level of content. And yeah, yep, absolutely. And that's the other thing that helped us too, was really spending time making sure you're consistent. I know if you go on Tuber Chat, and speaking of Tuber Chat, whoop, whoop, welcome in, Kevin. The key that he sees in a lot of his channels that hit that 10,000 and beyond is that consistency. Scratching Pete, he's on vacation now in Italy, if I recall, but he still has his, every Tuesday, he's got his at 12:15, the premiere that goes up. And so being consistent and, doing that for your followers is always a plus as well. And then welcome in. Wait, I just clicked. Oh, there you go. Linda, thanks for coming in.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
But yeah, being consistent. And we started with just, once a week. It was Fridays, and then we moved to Saturdays when we were in the spotlight. Then I started adding, using some of my content, creating shorts with Opus Clip. And you can do so many hours for free. And then using that to have shorts, and then that became a Monday thing. So I would just do a 1 minute or less short every Monday. Then I started doing my cruise news, which I have to get back into that. I haven't done it in 2 weeks, but I usually do a little 3 to 5 minute segment for cruise news. I search, take a look, see what jumps out at me, and just do one of those. That one fluctuates depending on when the news comes out, because you can never predict when you're going to get something worthy of making a video. Mel started our room tour Tuesdays, and that was after we did a lot of, and I still have a ton of room tours, but after we started going on the ship inspections as travel agents, I had a lot of content, but they range from 1 minute to 5 minutes. So now generally every Tuesday we've got a room tour that comes out. And so we've done that. And then, trying to get the more value in the memberships, we've started trying to focus on having more member only content as well to create that value. Some swag at the second level that we're starting to give out. Nothing humongous, but it's a little something, a sticker here and there, some lanyards. If you got that second level or above, you're going to have a shout out at the end credits of all of our lives and videos and things like that. Speaking of which, I need to update our outro since we have some new members at different levels. and doing more member only content. So, we are backlogged with our vlogs where they come out sometimes months and months out later. So trying to now be cognizant of having some member only videos almost real time. Like when we were on the ship on the Vista, we had a few things from Celebration Key, a few things on the Vista itself that were member only that they could get almost real time, kind of an early peak. And then when it comes out a few months later, the rest of the subscribers will see that full content. So we're trying to do that to make it more valuable and try to have our content be us, but also have some entertainment or informative aspects to try to make value versus just having a video to have a video. Trying to have some sort of either educational, super entertaining, at least in our minds. Not everyone thinks they are, but in our minds, we try to keep it flowing and moving, and so there's not a lot of dead boring time of a 20-minute drive from here to there without much substantial content. So, and again, everyone has their own style, and that's kind of our style, is trying to do that. We've started putting in a few product reviews here and there. Some of them because our channel has gotten noticed, and we've had a few people reach out to us to do a few things and provided us a complimentary item to review. Yay! I haven't had a troll yet. So where are my trolls? You're supposedly you make it when you have trolls. Haven't had that yet, but we'll see. They're coming. I'm sure they're coming. But I do have a lot of stuff on Nightbot. I've got some great mods out there that pop in and help as well. So that's been great. That's been great. All right, so let me stop this right there. Still learning Restream. There we go. One of the other things I've done to try to help out as well is I got a 1-year subscription to vidIQ, so we'll see how that goes. They were doing a half off deal. So I jumped at it, and actually I think it's going to stay the half off until I cancel it because it's still a monthly amount. So I have no idea really how to use it. I know I click a button to optimize and it rates me and it says, no, your thumbnail sucked. And then I can work on fixing it. Or it says, no, your title sucks. It's not giving a hook. It's not making it entertaining. So I use that. And then I also use ChatGPT to help out. And there's some verbiage I found from some other creators that helps to get SEO optimized content. So right now I do. I started with the free version of StreamYard, and that was fine. And actually I was super happy with the minimal amount of stuff I could do. The one bad thing with the StreamYard was if I had guests on the channel, they could not restream it to theirs. And I could only stream to one platform at a time, but I was okay with that. And then they went in, and the biggest thing that had me, okay, let me start looking around, was for the free channel, they initially still gave you the ability to have the little clips of videos that you could upload for super chats, for the intro, for the exit. And that was all part of the free version. And then they took it away. And so now that really made an impact to the show on having an intro, having the super chats. I would have to upload the video or share just that video one at a time. And then it drags and it takes a while for everything to load appropriately. And then you got to share just that screen, and it became a hassle. So that's when I decided to look around, and it was between EV Mux, which from what I understand is a lot like StreamYard in the flow, or Restream. And Restream won out solely because I found a 20% off discount code. So they basically ran about the same price, but I got a 20% off for my first year with Restream. So that's why I went with that. Oh, wait, let me, before we go to Vicky's, welcome in Day One Walks.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming in. So yes, I've done an occasional vertical, but most of my lives are horizontal. But I've done like once or twice, I've done a vertical just to see, because I know actually through Kevin in Tuber Chat, because he keeps an eye on a lot of that stuff. He saw that they were really trying to push out vertical lives a little more frequently. But with me, I didn't see a whole lot of difference with at least my content. Now, I was still pretty small at that time when I was testing it out, but I don't know. We'll see. So that's right. You were looking at Evie Mux as well. So Vicki, that'll be something we'll talk about then, Vicki, this week as well. So we'll talk a little bit about your channel, but we can also chat a little bit about the different streaming platforms and what we see. Because I know one of the things that Restream has that I guess I didn't do enough research is the free version of Restream gives you 3 videos that you can upload. The paid version only gives you 5. And then it's extra costs for the more storage space you want. So I'm still limited to only 5. And it's not as cool as StreamYard, where you can set it up at the paid version and be like, okay, when I start the stream, I always want you to play this intro video. And when I stop the stream, I always want you to play this outro. So that definitely, as far as easeability, is great. This one's not bad because I have basically a scene. So my left hand of my screen shows scenes. And that can be the main platform, which is what I've clicked on now. I can name a scene intro that when I click on it, that automatically plays the intro, but I have to have myself minimized at first, so it just starts with the background. I have the end screen, so I just click on that and the outro will start. I still have a new member. I still have super chat, so I still have all of that availability, but I'm limited to 5. So I have to preload every single one manually for every episode. So there is a little more manual work with Restream behind the scenes for each individual episode and live that I'm creating, but you can set that up ahead of time, which is, again, different from StreamYard, where you upload it once and it's there in all of your streams. You can just click on it on the right-hand side. The other thing I've noticed is I cannot see that a person is a member of my channel in the Restream chat. So I always keep either Nightbot up, or in this case, I've got both of them going, or my own live muted. So that way I can still eyeball and see members. Now, I don't have a lot of members right now, so I know every single person who is a member that comes in because it's that minimal that are here. But as you start to grow, as you start to get more members, it definitely can be a problem not being able to see a little tag that shows that they are a member. So, and then what were you saying there, Vicki? Get 25 gigs on Unix, 19 a month. Okay. So, all right. Okay, well, so far so good. We're at 40 minutes and everything seems to still be kicking along. All right, so that's where I am with the Restream. With Restream, though, $16.99 a month, and that's if you pay for the year. But I found, like I said, a 25% or 20% off discount. So it's actually running me $152 for my first year for the basic package. So again, that gives me 5 videos that I can upload, and it doesn't have a megabyte. From what I've seen so far, it doesn't have really a megabyte limitation, just 5 videos. I can stream to 3 platforms at the same time. I can have, I believe it's up to 10 people, and it does allow them to restream through their own channel. What it does, because I had all 4 of the channels that are going to be coming on this month, I've given them that ability and kind of chatted with each channel, asking like what the process is. So basically, on my end, I click the button that says allow restream through the guest's channel. When they click on the link, it basically has them create a free Restream account. And when they do that, because they click the link from me as the host, it lets them then choose their YouTube channel, their Facebook channel, wherever they want to stream. It lets them then choose that. And then they can upload and start the, put it out there. Then it's in the pending live. I usually send a thumbnail, but I believe it also lets them create their own thumbnail. Excuse me, if I recall correctly. You can do that. And then the other key is just double checking your time zone. I do set it up Eastern time, but some of the links don't have it as Eastern. It's kind of a generic. And so I know someone was like, wait, it was showing 8 a.m. instead of 7 p.m. And that was just because of the generic time code. So just keep an eye on that. So, all right. Who else we got in here? Dave, welcome in, Uncle Dave.
Hello.
Yeah, so this is definitely just a pop-up live. I'm just really spitballing here because we're testing this out so we don't have any issues come our first live this Thursday, where we are interviewing Vicki from Foodie's Vacation. And for the record, Vicki, I have been searching for that song, and I know it's called It's Time to Party. I have been searching YouTube for lyrics, and it's definitely not something that has lyrics out there, but I'm even seeing comments in other people's YouTube things, and they're asking that word that I keep on hearing a different word on. They're like, is that saying what I think it's saying? But nobody will tell us what the lyrics are. So I swear that is... I don't know what the lyrics are, but it sounds awful fishy. More fog. Anyway, what else? So anyway, yeah. So far so good with Restream. I got a couple of different layouts, just like StreamYard. So here's the layout that would give you the background. There's actually kind of a picture-in-picture one you can do, and things like that. Side by side, there's like a 40 or a 60-40 split that you can do as well. So a couple of different scenes. Right now, I don't have anybody else up here, so you can't see much. It still does have the tickers that you can do. It also has little lower thirds that you can do here. So that's kind of cool. It also has, which I think this is really cool, and I'm going to like this the next time we do an HH4C, but you can actually do QR codes like this one right here. You put in the website and it creates the QR code for you. So that one, if you're on a TV, you can scan that with your phone and it'll bring up on your phone to be able to subscribe to the channel. And so when you get that code for HH4C, you can put that in here and it'll go, they'll be able to scan it and go right to your donation. So I think that's really cool. And you can add as many QR codes as you want. You just need a website on where it's going to point. So that's really cool. They also have, if you do like that coffee and thing, you can set that up. So these are definitely a couple of cool features. And then it's whatever this, I guess there's live sales. So yeah, I haven't played with this, but if you do live sales, it's got that. So it's definitely got a couple of cool little things in here. I guess it threw something in the chat when I did that. Yeah. So don't click on that link because I don't know where that link goes. That was just built in. What else we have? So those were the QR codes, which again, I thought was really cool. I'll have to play a little bit more with that. You do have the design. So you can do logos. So you can see that I can, and these are all, if you got any kind of PNG with transparent background, you can throw there. It's got overlays as well. that you can do. Some of these are built-in overlays. So those are cool. Wait. There we go. What's up? And of course, because of that, I had to get my Picat Petro. And whoever scanned the code, I actually get a notification when someone scans one of the codes. And it'll tell me, hey, someone scanned a QR code. So I'm going to throw that up there just for the heck of it. This is the subscribed QR code. The other ones, like I said, I don't even know where those go. And then you've got, just like StreamYard, you have music. Here we go. Hang on. So it does have the AI music. You can also upload your own here in Restream. I don't know. There's something that says notes. I guess I have some notes that I can actually put like a script or something on my side. What else with the design? Backgrounds, again, you can change backgrounds. You can upload your own background with the paid version. They do have them moving backgrounds. So it's got a lot of the same features as some of the other ones. I know, Danny. I mean, the whole purpose was for us to do that meetup. We had been talking about it and doing new content for the chicken burrito thingy, and we totally forgot. So, that one won't show up here. But yeah, we've got the, she's testing out all the new ones. But yeah, members, they do get some member-only emojis to put out there. And I change them every single month. And I learned this through Kevin, who learned it through Two Pineapples. So members, every single month, I switch out at least 3 of the emojis to be based on the month itself. So we're in the waning parts of summer. So you have August, summer. So, yep, maybe we can do that for sure when we go to Helen. So anyway, cool. So far, so good. I haven't seen any issues with anything failing on us. So that is good. Now, as far as upcoming things, again, we've got the World America that we're going to be on for Thanksgiving. So Mel and I are looking forward to that. We ended up getting already the pass to be able to use the thermal suite all week. I mean, $129.99. And that gets you into the thermal pass for a 7-day cruise. That is not bad at all. So we're looking forward to that. It's also the first time that we've had, MSC calls it an infinity window, but it's actually kind of misleading because the other cruise lines, Icon of the Seas, they call it an infinity balcony. So basically what it is you've got floor to ceiling windows that, have a separation, and you've got more space inside that has carpet and everything. But when you press a button, the window on top will go down and you basically have a balcony. So that's pretty cool. So we're looking forward to, seeing that. We'll obviously have a room tour for it when we get on there. But that looks like it's going to be a really cool concept and room. And then we've heard someone, and I can't remember where I heard it, but they said that there's also some sort of slider that you can open and close. So you can have the window open for the balcony, but a secondary somehow close to still keep the AC in the room and all of that. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go into any rooms when we were on the World America. We were on the first tour that they did for travel agents, and there was over 100 of us broken into 2 groups, and we just couldn't get into any other room. So anyway, we'll take a look, and we'll give you guys obviously feedback on that. So excellent. Thank you, Dad. And you're watching on Facebook. Cool. Cool. So I could definitely see the where you're coming from as far as comments. Awesome. I like that. So you have a little icon in the comments within Restream that either has a YouTube logo, Facebook logo, and whatnot. So that's cool. So anyway, we got that on World America. Mel and I are definitely planning on getting the specialty dining package, probably the 3 restaurant dining package. I know we're going to eat at Italy. And thank you, Scott, if you're still listening, Scott, for your review and the 10 out of 10, because Mel's favorite when we go on ships is Italian. So we're definitely eating there. My favorite is the steakhouse, and I know that rated pretty high on your list too. So we're looking forward to that. And then we got the third one, I don't know. Actually thinking Paxos. I haven't been on a Greek restaurant yet on a cruise ship. And I know Mel and I both like Greek. So maybe that. I don't know yet, though. I don't know. So the other thing that we're doing is we're going back to in Costa Maya. We are going to the Maya Chan Beach Resort, all inclusive there. And I think I have found, don't tell anyone, some zip lining for fluffier gentlemen, full robust gentlemen, because looking through Shore Excursion Group, they actually have weight limits at 350 and 375. So I'll be under that, well under that. But usually it's like 250, 275 are the max weights for a lot of the zip lines. And these were like 350 and 375. So we might actually do some zip lining in Roatan this time. There was one that was zip lining, so 9 zip lines, 2.5 miles lengthwise worth of zip lines, and then snorkeling at a reef. So we might do that. It was about $100 a person. So that might be one, and that'll be a first because we have not zip lined before. Simply because pretty much me has been my weight has always been the issue because I've always been a little on the heftier side. So right now I'm about 300 and not 30, actually I think 26 because I gained 5 pounds on the Vista, but I lost it. So I'm about 326 pounds right now. My goal is to get down under that 275, but it's definitely a struggle. But I'm heading in the right direction. I'm not afraid to say that. Before I had some, really some medical issues that I had to focus on, some of the side effects has been losing weight, but I was pushing like 365. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. I could barely get myself up without, pulling on stuff and pushing on stuff because I was just too overweight. So, I've lost a good 45 pounds. And I'm trying to get down because I actually made it down to 280 and then fell off the wagon greatly and gained it all back. So I'm working my way back down. So nice. Very nice. Yeah, ours is going to be Roatan, so it still has some of the fluffy canopies and stuff like that. So that's what I'm thinking about doing there. I haven't figured out what I want to do yet in Cozumel. We've done the helmet dive before. We've done like Mr. Sancho's. We've done, what's the other one? Sky Reef, which is right up from Mr. Sancho's, all inclusive. I know there's Paradise Beach, but that one we're doing when we go on the Booze Cruise 4.0, I think is kind of the, hey, whoever wants to go. So we're doing Maya Chan, which is an all-inclusive in Costa Maya. So we're looking at doing something different in the world of Cozumel this time. So I'm not sure. Again, we've done helmet dives before. We've done a couple of all-inclusives. I know CJ and Christine, when they went to Cozumel on a trip without us, they did like a dune buggy through the woods to a cenote. And there was like jumping through the little hole, pseudo cliff diving down into the cenote and bats and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure yet. Welcome in, Eddie.
Yo, Brooklyn in the house.
Cheddar butter rolls is in the house. We're gonna have to slather some butter on more rolls, Eddie. You look great on camera for my Helen, Georgia meetup when you were showing us your expertise on getting the butter rolls on there. So, yes, thank you so much. Like I said, some of it was just dieting. We did keto for a while, and that's where I got down to 280 and then fell off keto, gained it back. And then now it's like portion control. And because of my weight and me just munching on sugar and candy nonstop, I got basically into that diabetic range with my A1C being like 7.5, 8. And so my doctor was like, all right, we need to put you on some stuff because you've tested that high for the last 3 months. So I was on Ozempic, which again, the side effect is weight loss. I was at the max dose for that and I was kind of stalling. So he's like, let's switch you to Majorno. So I had to start over again because the insurance wouldn't let me go from, this level to a corresponding level on Majorno. They made me start at the bottom again. So I've worked my way up. And I'm at the same level, and I have one more notch I can go if necessary. I'll find out. I could go in for actually a doctor's appointment this coming week. But that's kind of helped with portion control. I just need to get back into the exercise. I've been under the weather for the last little bit, and it's blasted hot here. So even going and swimming laps in my pool, the water's 92 degrees in my pool. So it's like being in bath water in 112-degree heat with the humidity. So working on it. So yeah, I fell off the wagon, or I went to the food truck. I fell off the wagon in front of a food truck. I was on a seafood diet. I would see food and I would eat it. Bazinga! Wait, I got one for that.
Bazinga.
So Anyway, so that's what we've got. Oh yeah, the carnivore diet. Yep. I mean, if it's pseudo keto related, then yes, because with keto, obviously that was cutting out carbs, but you do a lot of protein, so it was a lot of meat, a lot of chicken, a lot of fish. So, yep, I'm looking forward to that. We got our RV site all set up, and we'll be going to that park. So there you go. Pickleball. There you go. Mel and I totally meant to play pickleball on the Vista. I mean, they had a court. We just never got around to it. We did other stuff. Pub crawl with beer drinking. Did I say that out loud? Actually, it was the first time. Vista is one of 6 ships in the Carnival fleets that has the Red Frog brewery, and they brew their own beer. So for the heck of it, we did a brewery tour. It was pretty cool. So anyway, so next year cruises, we've got my, I just picked a random name. It's not official, but Bringing Sexy Back, Ryan's 50th birthday bash, or a 7-day on the Resilient Lady, because Virgin now does 7-day cruises. So that's going to be February. I want to say February 7th, because we're actually on the ship on my birthday, which is February 11th. And then we've got Booze Cruise at the end of the year, October 31st. Welcome in. Ooh, from Wales. Thank you for watching across the pond, Itching to Scratch UK. And then the other thing Mel and I are thinking about doing next year, well, other than my daughter's wedding in May, is we're actually looking for a shorty, probably on the Paradise. We want to go back to Celebration Key. But this time we just want to enjoy it versus spending most of the day working and, videotaping and stuff like that. Because it'll be interesting to see from day one to, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months later, how things have changed over the time. So it might be a shorty 4-day on the Paradise to get down to Celebration Key. So that'll be cool. And then we're kind of planning out 2027. One of the things that we are planning on doing is trying to get on the inaugural cruise for the opening of Coco Cay, Mexico. And I actually have some news on that. It's still not 100% solid because even my interior source is a little vague, but What we do know is, as of right now, Coco Cay, Mexico, which is in Costa Maya, that port, is slated to open September of 2027. And again, it's unofficial, but from what I understand, the existing port is basically going to disappear, like what people have been speculating. That Royal has definitely purchased land to the right side of the port when you get in. And she said she was pretty sure they bought the left side as well, which would be the existing dolphin pool shopping area with the bird sanctuary. And so, from what it sounds like, there will be a walkway for other ships to basically walk through or zigzag around to get out of the port using the dock area. But most of that area is going to be exclusive to Royal Caribbean Coco Cay, Mexico. So it does sound like the port is really going to have a completely different footprint. But as far as how that's going to work and what that's going to look like, we still don't know. Or how much of the port will be left for other cruise lines as far as shopping and things like that. For all we know, it could literally be a pathway from the dock, and then you've got to get on buses and do excursions because there's going to be nothing there at the port. I don't know. But it's definitely going to have a major impact with the Coco Cay Lazy River. And speaking of that, I also have a little bit more information on the Lazy River aspect. It is going to be a mile long. It will take at least an hour to float around. Couple of the cool things, though, which is why I'm like, I want to be there at least day one, but definitely going back again, is this Lazy River. You're going to get a raft like most lazy rivers get. There are 3 bars spread throughout the Lazy River that you float to, you tie up, and you get your Coco Loco with Black Kraken rum. And like the other Royal Caribbean islands, your drink package will carry over, your Wi-Fi will carry over. So you literally could get in the Lazy River and just float around drinking all day long. And on top of that, there will be a lazy river, and then there will be some parts where we'll come to an intersection, and you go one way, you can get a little rapid action back into the lazy river, or the other way, stay in the lazy river itself. So just that alone sounds super cool. So I hope the concept continues to carry as they design it, but it sounds like just a lazy river itself, they're putting a lot of thought into it. And it's going to be broken down like Coco Cay, Perfect Day, with beach accesses and beach clubs and things like that. Plus, I guess I don't know how I got on this tangent, but we're talking about it. They are opening beach club. So everybody knows about the beach club that's being built where the hurricane destroyed all of those luxury homes coming into Nassau. They're also building one in Cozumel. That's about a 10 to 15 minute bus ride from the main Cozumel pier. So again, those are going to be the beach club that have like 3 different pools, 3 different restaurants, broken into, kid friendly, adult only area, with a cost to get in that would include food and drink and stuff like that. So there's definitely some cool things that are coming up as far as beach clubs. The other thing we found out, for any of our friends down under, they are building a scaled down version of Coco Cay off the coast of Australia. So that'll be pretty cool as well. So those of you down under who are doing tours down there is coming up, later. I don't believe in my picture it had a start time, but maybe 28, 29, somewhere around there. There's going to be a Perfect Day in Australia. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, 2027, we're looking at getting on the inaugural to Coco Cay, Mexico. And then we're toying with 2 other options, either a European cruise, probably a 2-week European British Isles cruise, or an inaugural cruise. I know there are several cruise lines that are getting new ships out in 27. Carnival is definitely going to have a new Excel class ship coming out, and I know there's a couple others, but I have to look. And then 28 is probably going to be a cruise tour back to Alaska. We're more than likely to be Princess and do a Princess cruise tour where we stay at their private retreat outside of Denali, go to Denali, take the train back to the cruise port, and then probably do the northern to southern route back down. But I don't know. It's all still thinking. With that being said, thank you, Darian.
Wow.
I think that will also bring this live to an end because I am at an hour and 7 minutes now. And really, this was a test to make sure that the new setup, again, it looks like it absolutely was Mel's MacBook because I'm still connected to Wi-Fi. I've got a lot of windows open, and we seem to be doing well as far as the stream goes. So I think we're going to call it. Thank you guys for popping in. So hopefully it actually ended up giving you some good information. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I just started going off on a tangent here. But I got to get back to do some video edits as well as help clean the house because I don't want to get the stink eye from Mel. So thank you guys. Oh, wait. We got some more questions before I leave. Hang on. I don't know yet. Again, I think, like I said, I know they said it was going to be scaled down, so it might be more like Labadee, more natural versus super big buildup. But the way that it was verbalized to us when we did a little Royal Caribbean training earlier this week was a scaled down version of Coco Cay. So, I mean, I could see that Labadee is basically a scaled down version. It's more natural, but with some of the same kind of feel to it as far as beaches and things like that, but just not a big beach club or water slide or things like that. So, all right. So now with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me on this unannounced pop-up live to test the new system. Looks like everything worked well. Hopefully between me BSing about Restream and some of those functions and some of the stuff we did as far as promotions and vidIQ and things like that, and then talking a little bit about upcoming cruises and some outlooks for Royal Caribbean, you found a little nugget of knowledge. And we will see you guys back here Thursday night, 7 p.m. with Vicki from Foodie's Vacation being the star of the show. So thank you guys so much. You have a good rest of your weekend. And we will catch you guys next time on The Scenic Route. Bye, everybody.